You're listening to the Trading Bear podcast. This is episode 66, as we look ahead to the new announcement. Welcome back, thanks for joining in. Let's get straight in then. It's the eve of the next big announcement from Football Index, and what seems on paper the first real signs that the new football season is just around the corner now. There's been lots of speculation about what the announcement will entail, including possible changes to all three dividend payments, MB, PB and IBD, as well as talk about whether or not the new news will include some kind of new user offer. This episode will be slightly different. I'll be talking through each one of those four elements and what we might be expecting. This will replace the prospect player segment just for this episode, as we'll be discussing various players that look set to benefit within the announcement discussion. Elsewhere today, Wissam Ben Yedder has rejected a money-spinning move to China, which included a $1 million a month wage deal, in order to hold out to a move to one of Europe's biggest clubs, a report stating that PSG and United showing interest. Much will of course depend on United getting rid of Lukaku to Inter first. And talking about Inter, the Serie A fixtures has just been released, with the Milan club getting a very favourable first match at home to newly promoted Lecce. Juventus start their campaign away to Parma. And lastly, Stuart Coggan at FA headquarters, who works as head of acquisitions, has announced on Twitter that there will be a big sponsorship announcement at 8 AM tomorrow. So although this particular announcement will almost certainly not affect the market trading, another big moment for the company as a whole then. Could it be another shirt sponsor? Possibly naming rights to the new Tottenham Stadium, the Football Index Stadium? Well, before we get too carried away, let's have a look at today's risers and fallers. Two themes to today's risers and fallers list, and leading the way on the risers list are those names that are young, proven at the top level already, and have bags of skills and dribbles locked in their game, a metric many will think will be given heavier weighting in the new PB matrix system announced tomorrow. The three in question then are Jadon Sancho, Kylian Mbappe and Memphis Depay. The trio rose 12p, 11p and 10p respectively, with Sancho's current price now at £5.70. He looks to have a massive season ahead of him and looks a very safe bet for a long-term acquisition to your portfolios. We may or may not see mass capital appreciation on him tomorrow night, but he's a proven talent in a year where a good showing at the Euro 2020s could cement his name at the very top of the game, and this of course will lead to an almighty bidding war next summer. If he can regularly challenge for PB this year, MB is likely to increase as well, and he looks an assured bet despite his already hefty price. So youngsters rising once more, but for once we also have youngsters falling. Today's fallers list is also dominated by youngsters, but the crucial difference is that these fallers are yet to show it on the pitch. Certainly not on a regular basis yet anyway. And in my view, the decreases in the trio of Brewster, Greenwood and Parrott is a deserved drop. Pre-season is coming to a close, and these players rose way too much, certainly looking at the current prices of Brewster and Greenwood in particular, for their prices to be sustainable in any sort of way in the short term. Brewster dropped a significant 31p to take him to a current price of £3.16, with Greenwood and Parrott suffering more minor drops at 8p and 7p respectively. Traders are now looking for proven talent, players that are certain to start, and the pre-season cycle trend has now well and truly finished. Now that's not to say they won't come good in the future. Certainly Mason Greenwood looks like he may well be given a fair amount of game time this season, but at current times his price is worthy of a drop. Always look out for these obvious trends. It's certainly worth buying into at the right time, but make sure you know the dates and times of realistic exit points before you make these purchases. Right then, no prospect player this episode as we spend the next few minutes discussing the announcement to be shared tomorrow night. That's Tuesday the 30th of July at 7 PM. Four main sections then to look at: MB, PB, IBD and new user offer, and I'll discuss each in that order, making prediction at the end of each section. MB first then. Now, we've already been informed that MB will be opened up to the whole market for the new season. Currently MB is only awarded if the player is in the top 200 list, which as of today, Monday the 29th of July, meant any player with a value of £1.14 or higher. This will then be scrapped then, and any player, no matter what their current price, will be eligible for MB. In reality, this will not really change the winners too much, with around of 90 to 95% of the winners likely to still come from the top 200, due to the nature of the players. The only difference it may have is for sudden news on the likes of Wayne Rooney and Ibrahimovic, for example. Media Madness is also coming to an end on Wednesday night, the 31st, so media-only days will revert back to top 3 only rather than the current top 5 payments. My prediction then? Well, MB will be open to all, with MB payouts and ambitions staying the same. First prize only played on match days, top 3 paid on non-match days, so not too much change there. Next up, PB, the big one for me. This announcement really needs to be focused around PB for the buzz of the platform to really kick on. The PB matrix system will be changed, that's a fact, and almost certainly by adding some new metrics including dribbles and key passes. Other current metrics may also be tweaked slightly, such as the points awarded for an assist, currently at 10 points, that might be extended to 20 points for example. As for the PB payouts, I'd like there to be a substantial increase but remain fairly pessimistic here. I hope I'm wrong, but here's my prediction. Key passes, dribbles and aerial duels added to the matrix system. Assists given more weighting from 10 points to 20 points, with game winning goal remaining the same. PB payouts stay the same, apart from triple match days, with a 1p increase for each position with a 1p increase in the star man as well across all the match days. Next we have a look at IPDs. Now IPD saw a huge respective boost in payments only recently in the last major announcement, upwards of 200% in some cases. So even though this is very popular with traders and FI bosses alike, I see no changes in the actual payments. I do however envisage a possible scenario where the qualifying period may be increased. My prediction then? IPD payments to stay the same, with the qualifying period changed from 30 to 45 days. And the last segment, the new user offer. I expect it to be a busy announcement across the board, topped off by a new season offer of some sorts that lasts across the whole month of August. My prediction for this, that there'll be a month's risk-free worth of trading up to £1,000 with a 10% deposit bonus for new accounts only. Right then, that's my predictions then for the announcement tomorrow. It's always difficult to predict exactly what will happen, but certainly the mood amongst traders is optimistic, and tomorrow's show will be a quick reaction bulletin to what all the changes mean, before we return to the usual show format on Wednesday night. I'll finish this episode with a quick question from Robert on Index Gain, who asked, I listened to the last episode, episode 65, where the prospect player was Kamir Demirbai, with one of the reasons given that he might benefit from the potential changes in the PB matrix scoring system. You also briefly mentioned Alejandro Gomez. Is there anyone else do you think might benefit? Thanks, Robert. Well, a very quick answer to this question, Robert. If you head over to my Twitter page, @TradingBear1, I have posted a table originally created by Twitter user @TheFancyGaffer, who has put together a very useful table on who is set to benefit from the PB matrix changes, based on the 3 new metrics of successful dribbles, key passes and aerial battles won, being added to the system, on a weighting of 4 points, 4 points and 3 points respectively. Interestingly, the biggest winner is new West Ham striker Sebastian Haller, who based on last season data would have accrued a whopping 29.9 extra PB points each match. Others that would have benefited are big names like Neymar, Messi and Hazard, along with cheaper options like Leonardo Pavoletti, Andy Delot at Montpellier and René Maestro, Hatim Ben Arfa. Nice attacking winner / fullback Yusuf Attal, listed as defender on a Football Index, is also on the list. Head over then to my Twitter page for the full list of the 19 players that are set to receive the biggest boost. And that's it for this episode. You can download and subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify and Podbean. Head over to the website to send in a question, tradingbearpodcast.com. Alternatively, you can find me on Index Gain or Twitter under the name Trading Bear. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for the Mystery Player.